Alright, I think I'm live. I'm not entirely sure. If you're in the chat and you can see this, let me know if you can hear me at all. Because I don't know how this works. I'm trying some new software. I just want to see if it's going to go. I know there's kind of a big delay. Like when I'm talking now, you're not going to see that for like 30 seconds on the screen. I don't know why that does that. I don't know how to fix that. I'm learning. We are learning on the fly. So, is anyone here? I think I can see live chat. I see MJ, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Kathy. Glad I could help you avoid cleaning, because that's a goal. Yeah, the delay on this seems pretty ridiculous. I'm also getting error message saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Man. But here's the question. From what you guys can see, do I look clear? Am I blurry? I don't see any blur on my end for the first time ever. So if you're not seeing blur stuff, maybe we'll find a way to deal with the lag between when I'm talking and when you're seeing it. So, but anyway, hi Sherilyn, hi Carolyn, Leanne, Dale, Andrew, Vicky, Tara, Dolores, Iffy Angel, Mary, Gary. I'm so glad you guys are all here. This is great for an impromptu live just to test some software and talk about some stuff. It's great to see so many people here. So, no delay, and I see you clearly and I hear you clearly. Excellent. All right. Alright, so I'm trying a new software because when I stream with StreamYard, even though it's really easy for me to use, and I can see chat really well and everything's great, the blur is terrible. You know, the picture quality is garbage. So I'm trying OBS. I have used OBS before for some gaming stuff, but never for doing an on-camera live stream. So I have a lot to learn. So you're going to have to bear with me as I work this out. I don't know how to share images from my screen, like of documents and stuff like that. I will figure it out. I'll get there. So today is a couple things. First is testing the software. Tomorrow, I'm having a live stream end of the world party, right? And I want to hype that. And here comes Jack. He's going to come say hi. Might as well come say hi and get yourself out of the way. Look, here. Here, say hi. Look. There's Jack. Look in the camera. Say hi, Jack. Jack, this is my little tuxedo guy. He's a pain in the butt. Go away. He is such a pain. I love him to pieces, but he's a pain in the butt. Anyway, he'll probably be back. So tomorrow, end of the world live stream. We're going to do a big party. I'm going to have guests, anybody. If you watch my streams and you want to come on and talk to me, let me know. Let's do that tomorrow. Let's get some viewers involved. Let's get people on the screen. Let's talk about the case. I'm also going to be doing some prizes and giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff because it's the end of the world and might as well give stuff away, right? That's my theory. So tomorrow's party is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be at 6 p.m. Central, so 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think that's how that goes. So, yeah, that'll be tomorrow. But today, we do have some news in the Vallow case. Now, I will do a formal update video later to go up on the channel. But for now, let me tell you what's happening. Rob Wood has filed motions, both with Judge Mallard and with Judge Edens, to not live stream or have video cameras present in the preliminary hearings for Lori Vallow. That bothers me. The Judge Edens thing, that's different. We'll take a look at that separately. But the first one, let's talk about the preliminary hearing scheduled for August 10th for Lori Vallow with Judge Mallard. These are the Madison County charges, the non-felony, the 3 misdemeanors. But Rob Wood says that it shouldn't be publicized because that will impede her ability to get a fair jury. Man, I was kind of crushed when I saw that. I really like being able to live stream this stuff and talking to you guys live when it happens. I'm kind of bummed about that. Judge Mallard already has said, okay, fine. There will be no live streaming. However, there will be transcripts and audio, I believe, made available to the press after the hearing. So we'll have to talk about it after it happens and after we get all that information. But kind of bummed about that. I'm not entirely sure how fair that is, given that the courtrooms are technically closed. Like, I can't drive to Idaho and go sit in the gallery because they're closed to non-essential public because of the COVID stuff. So It's like, well, in that case, then you should stream it. No? But whatever. I get the idea. Rob Wood wants to preserve these cases and make sure nothing goes wrong. Lori doesn't have any grounds for appeals, anything like that. So if he thinks that's important, then all right, fine. I'll agree with him. I don't like it. I'm going to complain about it because I want to see these hearings. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Tara says you're not sitting on the screen. Yeah, I like myself over in the corner. I think that's I like to make myself look small and little. So yeah, I'm hiding in the corner. It's just a thing. I don't know. I'll get over that. I'll work on that, Tara. I could move myself, but right now I'm happy in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. Anyway, so yeah. We'll be following what the developments with Rob Wood and these motions, and I've got all the documents already up in the Discord server. So if you're in my Discord, look in the Vallow section under documents. You can see all these motions. You can see there's a link to the PDF. I've uploaded the PDF for you of Judge Mallard's response, where she says yes, okay, no cameras, you win. So that's all in Discord if you want to see any of that stuff. But Miss Wee Lassie says maybe he's covering all the avenues. I agree. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's making sure that everything is as totally up and up as it can possibly be, so Lori will have no grounds for an appeal or anything. So I get it. It's not fun, though. I really wanted to sit and stream the hearings live and talk to you while it happened, but we're just not going to be able to do that, it looks. So anyway, yeah, I'm not really in a position to move to Rexburg and petition the court so I can have access to the hearings live, and yeah, that's not going to happen, so we'll just have to wait. Liz Stewart, did you see 411 Now community post about Chad and Lori Bail? Yes, I did. It's not really it's kind of what's happening, but not exactly the way it was worded. All right, I saw this yesterday, and of course I panicked, like, oh no, they can't be out on bond, that's horrible, oh no. So I did two things. The first thing I did was talk to Justin Lum, and I said, hey, this is the rumor, here's what's being said, here's the bond company, what do you know? And Justin's like, yeah, no, it's not happening. He's like, they have contacted the bonds company, but they do not have any assets at all that they can use as the surety for the $2 million. Now, they have to come up with 10% in cash, but aside from that, you still have to be able to prove that you've got assets or collateral worth the amount of money of the bail. And Chad and Lori have nothing. So as far as Justin Lum was concerned, not happening. All right, and then, just to be sure, I called the bail bonds company myself. It's not happening. Okay, unless some mysterious wealthy person shows up with $2 million or $2 million worth of property that they're willing to put up as collateral for them, it's not happening. So there you go. It's not a big thing. They're trying to get bond, but it doesn't look like they are able to. So artistically, you off center looks right. Yeah, yeah, that's me. I like to be asymmetrical. But thank you, Kavita. So yeah, let's not worry about the bond. It's not really a big deal. And remember, even if they do bond out, they have so many restrictions on them, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I don't know. We'll have to see. But so, why would Lori care if it goes live? We will all be dead. You know, that's another thing. If the world's supposed to be ending tomorrow, who cares about bond? Why would we be trying to bond out? It doesn't matter. Unless she just wants one last look at the Hawaiian sunset, maybe. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. What is going on? All the documents and discussions are in Eamon's Discord. Yes, they are. Bipolar Princess has a link to our Discord server where you can find all the documents and you can chit-chat with everyone in the community around the clock. You can do free voice calls with anyone or everyone. Do video chats, all kinds of stuff. So check out Discord. It's a good. Drowsy Doll can see. Yay, thank you for the Diet Cokes. Speaking of, I'm really thirsty. I need to get my Wizard of Oz cup. It's back in the kitchen again. Thanks for your work. I talked to Justin Lum via Facebook. I didn't call him because I thought that was a little out of line. But here's the thing about Justin. When Denise was covering this case, her and I would talk about it all the time. And it was just one of those cases where I'm like, I'm going to support you with whatever you need, but I'm not touching this. All right, now, YouTube's yelling at me. The current stream's bit rate is lower than recommended. Yeah, well, YouTube, can you leave me alone, YouTube, in the middle of the live stream? I'll fix my bit rate later. Anyway, so yeah, Denise was covering the case. She was talking to Justin. Her and Justin exchanged a lot of conversation back and forth about the case, right? And he was very open with her and just really accessible, which I thought was wonderful. And she was just over the moon that Justin Lum was talking to her about this case. It was great. And yesterday, at the end of my conversation with Justin, he expressed his condolences for the loss of Denise and said that he hoped her family was doing well. And I was like, you see, that's why she liked you so much. He was thoughtful enough to say that to me. So for some reason, he must have known my connection with Denise or something like that. But for him to take the time to express his condolences for Denise's passing was just, of course, I cried and, you know, whatever. That's what I do. But it says a lot about who Justin Lum is. And my respect and admiration for him is, of course, grown tenfold right now. So, yeah. MJ Diabella, thanks for your great coverage. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. That is so nice of you, and it really helps me to keep doing stuff like this so we can all talk about it. So, yes, I do ask everyone in chat that we keep our chat clean. All right, let's not be swearing and stuff because that can affect my channel, and that's not cool. So keep chat clean and polite. You can disagree and all that, but disagree politely. All right, that's all. That's all I ask. Let's see, what's going on? I'm trying to look at chat a little bit. If she believed her own BS, she wouldn't look... Yeah, you know. See, this is the thing. I'm surprised that Rob Wood is the one who made the motion for these hearings to be non-televised. I really kind of thought Mark Means would have done that. I think Mark Means probably should have if he was a good defense attorney. So there's that. But I think Rob Wood, I really believe his motivation is just to make sure she can't appeal anything. But the preliminary hearings, I really wanted to see them because of the kind of information that's going to be in them. Right, what a preliminary hearing is... Excuse me, I have to cough. Give the microphone a minute to filter out the fans again. All right, preliminary hearings are when the defendants and the prosecutors, they go before the magistrate level judge and they say, here's all the information we have. We think we could take this to trial and get a conviction, right? And they have to prove to the magistrate judge that they have enough information and evidence and stuff to take it to trial. And then the judge hears what they have and says, okay, yes, you're going to trial, or no, let's deal with it here at this court level. So that's what a preliminary hearing is, which means there's going to be a lot of information in those hearings, and I really want to hear all of it. It should be more than we've heard from the probable cause affidavits. There should be a lot more. And boy, I don't know, I am so frustrated that we can't see these hearings, but even though the Madison County is just those 3 misdemeanor charges, there should still be a lot of information there that I really want to hear. So if the magistrate judge, in this case Judge Mallard, believes that the prosecution has enough evidence to take it to trial and possibly secure a conviction, then it goes up to the next level of the courts. So that's basically what's happening, more or less. You know, it's different in different states, different counties, whatever. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what the preliminary hearings are for, to say, do we have enough to go to trial? Yes or no? And I think there could be some information that Rob Wood knows he's going to be presenting in these hearings that he knows could very negatively impact people's perceptions of Lori and Chad. I don't know how he thinks they could get any worse. You know, there's not much you could tell me at this point that would make me think worse of Chad and Lori. You'd have to go pretty far. But, you know, anyway, so that's what's happening with that. It's kind of a bummer. But I see the point of it. I do. Let's see. If Lori bonds out, she cannot see Chad. That is true. She cannot see or even talk to him. No communications, electronic, telephonic, or otherwise. So, there you go. Although, do they communicate through their attorneys? I would think so. I would hope not, but I certainly think they do. So, meh. Anyway. Wait, Trish is making something yummy for dinner. Trish, what are you making for dinner? Roast tomorrow. Oh yeah, I love a good roast. And the beautiful thing about keto is I can do like a nice pot roast or something. I can't have the potatoes, but do some roast veg and a pot roast is fantastic, or pork roast, something like that. Vicky Hurd says, Awen. Hi, Vicky Hurd. How are you doing? Trisha, yes, because I think about Lori and Chad and their entire crew freaking out, and I'm eating peaches. There you go. You know, I would also like to talk to Justin or Nate and be like, can one of you please just go to the prison and try to get in there to get a picture of her face tomorrow morning? Wouldn't you love to see Lori Vallow's face tomorrow morning? Be like, hey, it's the 23rd. Well, the day after tomorrow, on the 23rd. Be like, guess what? We're still here. Now what? You know, I would love to see that. Oh, man. Why can't 60 Days In, that TV show, just get a crew in there and get some people in there real quick and start filming? That would be great. Oh, man. All right, so what have we talked about today? Let's try and recap real quick. The rumor about the bond thing, not quite exactly as the emotion behind that post suggests. I did verify with Justin Lum and with the bonds company itself. It's not happening. As of this minute, it is not happening because Chad and Lori do not have any assets at all that they can use for collateral for the $2 million. So, there you go. Does that mean they will never bond out? No. Somebody could show up. You know, Lori's family may pool all their resources together, or they may have some rich friend or something. Who knows? Excuse me. So it is possible, but it is not likely at this time. So, see the receipt. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading posts about Discord. What else? Oh, we talked about the motions that Rob Wood has put forward, trying to make sure the preliminary hearings are not televised, or at least streamed online, or what have you. All of those documents, including Judge Mallard's response, are uploaded in Discord in the Documents channel, so you can see, download, and read all of them. And my phone is making noise, so let me turn that off. Sorry. I always forget to do that. Okay. There we go. I just make sure it wasn't my husband. He's supposed to be bringing home lunch. I've decided for my keto lunch today I want something special. I'm going to have a steak and cheese, like a Philly cheesesteak from our favorite little restaurant here. But I told him to either have them make it without the bread and fries and just put the meat and cheese and onions in a little foil pack, or to bring it home and get rid of the bread and stuff in the kitchen, and then I'll just have the meat and stuff. So I'm having a Philly cheesesteak without the bread for lunch. I'm kind of excited. I love it. Now, they're very high in calories, so it's not something I can do very often, but if I need a treat to keep me going, I'm having a Philly cheesesteak. Since I can't have donuts, Philly cheesesteak's a good second running, isn't it? I think so. Tara says, Eamon, 250 of us flocked over here when you randomly popped online. What kind of power? Ooh, Tara, that's an interesting question. It doesn't feel like power. I think, to me, what it feels like is this case has gotten a hold of my brain on a very raw, primal level, and it means I'm not alone, because it's obviously done the same to all of you, because we can't stop thinking about it. Any piece of breaking news, we're like, so I'm just glad that I've figured out how to use the software now so we can talk about it, because, man, it's just the preliminary hearings. I know it's just the prelim hearings, but I wanted to see them so badly. I wanted to stream them to you guys so badly, because I want to know what Rob Wood's going to say. I really do. Now, this doesn't mean that the trials won't be televised. All right, that's going to be a whole different issue, and that will probably get fought if he tries that. But for the prelim hearings, okay, we're not, I guess, we are legally entitled to see them. Courts are public. We are legally entitled to walk into that courtroom if we wanted to watch the hearing, based on, numbers available and all that kind of stuff. But we can't now because of the COVID pandemic. But in that event, then they should be streamed, is my belief. I don't know. I'm just mad because I wanted to see it. But see, all those documents are in Discord. The other thing, tomorrow's party. Please don't forget about that. Paul and I are actually doing a lot. We have a lot of stuff coming up. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. on my channel right here, I'm going to do an end of the world party. We're going to have some guests, if I can talk some of my mods into coming on with me. Want to get Jess on, want to get Stormy, a bunch of people, and anyone in chat. If you're, a sub of mine and you hang out with me a lot and you want to come online and talk tell me. I'll hook you up. We'll do it through StreamYard maybe, so I'll be all blurry, but whatever. But you can come on panel, come on camera and talk to everyone, and let's just have a party. We're going to have fun. We're going to do some giveaways, got some prizes lined up. So it's just going to be a celebration, fun, happy stream. So that'll be tomorrow at 6. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yes, 10 p.m. Eastern. Paul will be going live on his channel for his End of the World party. And then on the 23rd, Paul and I are going live together on the podcast channel to celebrate the fact that the world didn't actually end, because that's good. So there's a lot coming up in the next 24, 48 hours. So we're going to bring you all kinds of fun and games and prizes and cool chats and stuff like that, because we gotta. Let's see. Ruth says, I just tuned in. Love your background picture. Yeah, this is a picture that I found somewhere on the internet, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's been my desktop background wallpaper, like, forever, until Emily Flotilla, one of my mods here, sent me a picture that she took in the backyard with a little pond and everything. It's just so similar to this picture. It's crazy how similar it is. But this one's here because this one didn't give me any blur around my shoulders and hair for the green screen. Ah. So yeah, figure that out. Oh, so many tricky things. Andrew says, I think they have a bombshell in Tammy's autopsy. Not to sound morbid, but I believe they checked for everything. I believe they're waiting to get through the opening tedium to drop the other shoe. Andrew, I agree. I think they found a lot with Tammy's autopsy. Now, what basis do I have for saying that? The speed in which they got the search warrant after they exhumed Tammy's remains, and their statement in April that they're looking at Tammy's death. They're looking at Chad and Lori for murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit murder when it comes to Tammy's death. That's kind of big. That's a big deal. And the fact that we haven't heard a word, I think they are waiting to drop that bomb. I really do. So we will be definitely keeping our eye on that. Hot Scorpio Rouge, hi, how are you? I hope you got my email. My goodness. Oh, you and I really need to sit and talk. She says, hello, just a heads up, in the 22nd over here in Australia. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you're still here. Yes. Ooh, that's scary. You're already having the end of the world. But yeah, if you're still here again tomorrow, hopefully you'll be able to make it to the party where we can celebrate the pretend end of the world again, because it's fun. Yes, Sophia, I am Central Time. Yep, I am in Texas, so I'm Central Time. Andrew says, sorry I didn't email you yet, but I figured out how to join membership. Does that mean I won't have trouble getting Discord? How to join membership? I'm not sure. You shouldn't have trouble getting on Discord. Discord is totally separate from my channel membership or anything like that. It's a standalone program, so just make sure you download it, set up your name and username, then click the link that's in the description of every single one of my videos for Discord, and it should take you right into the server. So, and once you get there, we'll help you figure it out once you get there. So, yeah. Let's see, Miss Wee Lassie says, have pity on those of us across the pond. We won't be reaching the end of the world before you guys do. We will be. Yeah, they will be. Oh, that's terrible. Maybe it's like a universal time. Maybe the end of the world is really midnight on the 22nd Central Time. Let's just call it that. That way you'll all be fine for a whole nother day. Give you an extra 12 hours. Why not? If Chad and Lori can make up dates in time, so can I. Right? I'm just fine-tuning theirs. So we're going to call it midnight Central Time. That's the end of the world. So you're all good for another day. No more worries. Will the end of the world be like New Year's Eve, different for each time zone? See, Chad, that's what I just said. I think that's the way we're approaching it, but I just changed that. I just changed it. I fixed it, okay? I fixed it, guys. Not to worry. Chad's not the only one that can make up stuff. So, Liz says, the OBS software seems to be working pretty good. No problems. Excellent. As long as I'm not blurry and it's not lagging, like you don't have a lot of dropped frames and stuff like that, I'm happy with it. I am going to have to spend the rest of the afternoon playing with it to figure out how to put images on the screen and overlays, and how do I get guests on through OBS. Or I think for the party tomorrow I'm just going to have to use StreamYard, so it probably will be blurry, but it's going to there's a big learning curve with OBS, so I'm behind the times on that one, but I will figure it out. Feeding It has to work tomorrow. You can't just call in sick. It's the end of the world. What are they going to do? Fire you? Big deal. It's the end of the world. Come on, just do it. Yeah, Central Portal Time, says Dave. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tina says, the church I went to spoke about the end of days being within my lifetime, but said nobody will really know when. Yeah, see, the end of times, that's popular across every branch of Christianity. And probably every other religion, too. But even the Bible says no one's supposed to know, and I think it even says you're not even supposed to ask when the end times are supposed to be. You know, so, I don't know. I know. Different time zones, so the gates of heaven won't be overcrowded. Oh, Jess, that's a good point. Well, I kind of just blew that up. Sorry. Central time is the party time, Hot Scorpio Rouge. Absolutely. So 6 p.m. Central tomorrow, we're doing a live stream end of the world party. We're going to just celebrate. We're going to give stuff away. We're going to play games, have fun, and be silly. Because I like being silly. I'm going to do a big glittery eyeshadow look because I have all these glitters and I want to play with them. So today I'm wearing the Harry Potter. Let me show you. I got these yesterday. I don't know if you can see them because my stream is delayed, so I can't see what you're seeing yet. The Harry Potter collection from Ulta Beauty. And this is the Gryffindor palette. And you see there's some of the colors in there. Hopefully you can see that. So this is what I'm wearing today. However, the colors are they're very, very muted. They're not highly pigmented. And you can build them up a bit, but I just got tired of it and so just left it the way it is. So this is not a selling look for this palette. But, you know, I'm not a makeup artist either. But then I also got the Slytherin palette because my son is a Slytherin, so I had to get Slytherin too. And these are the colors there. Now these have some really pretty greens. And because of my hair color and my eye color, I could probably pull off the greens. But I can't use a green screen if I'm wearing green eyeshadow, because then my eyelids will disappear. And that will look really funny. So, yeah, not sure what to do with that palette yet. But, so I got those. Let's put them up on the shelf. But then I also got these set of brushes. The Harry Potter brushes, all from Ulta. They have these cool little handles on them, but they are so soft. I used them today. They are ridiculously soft. I really thought the brushes were going to be bad quality. I really thought, because they were kind of cheap. I think $20 for 4. I was like, they're not going to be the best, but they are fantastic. These two are better than the 2 Morphe brushes I have of the same size. So there you go. But yeah, and they're not shedding at all, even when I pull on them. So yeah, these are excellent brushes. So there you go. That's me. Playing Harry Potter makeup at Ulta because I can't resist that stuff. Cannot. You package something in Harry Potter stuff or Wizard of Oz stuff, I'm buying it. I don't care what it is, I'll buy it. So there you go. How do you figure out which house you belong to? Tracy, I use the Pottermore website. I think it's pottermore.com or something like that. But yeah, I got tested. I am definitely Gryffindor. My son is Slytherin. My daughter, I believe she's Ravenclaw, and my husband is Hufflepuff. So we've got all 4 houses represented here. There you go. Green eyeshadow with a green screen to make you look like a zombie. Kelly, yeah, I think it would. So, unfortunately. We Only Hope says, I need them. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Jess Nelson, unfortunately, thanks a lot, Jess, said, you got to check out the Harry Potter at Ulta. I mean, no, don't. So I'm like, wait, Harry Potter at Ulta? So, of course, I had to go, and I saw them. There is another palette they have. They only have 3 palettes. They don't have all 4 houses, which I don't understand. But the third one is all blues, and I never, ever wear blue eyeshadow. It just does not look good on me. So I didn't buy that one. So I just got those 2. But the palettes are $18 each for 9 pans. Not bad. They are not... they're not the highest quality eyeshadows. I'll tell you that after using it. They blend pretty well, but they're really not pigmented. I put one of the shimmers looks so beautiful and shimmery in the pan, and I put it on my eyelids, and I'm like, what? Where is it? You know, and then I even wet the brush with setting spray and try to do it. It doesn't show up. So I don't know. They're not the best I've ever seen, but they're fun and they're pretty. So there you go. It'll be fine. You know, we'll make it work. Let's see what's going on in chat. The part where Awen knows we're almost 300 strong and knows she has many people who want to know as much as she does. Yeah. If I could just download everything in my head about this case and put it in a file and then we could just all share it and piece it all together, coming at it with all our different perspectives, I think we'd know a lot more. But it's hard to do that. We need more technology. I think Chad was just an eclectic picking and choosing things from others' imaginations. Yeah, Liz, he does seem very eclectic, especially when he started to talk about a lot of his more New Age type beliefs and the energy work and the pendulums and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I think he just read a lot of weird stuff and smashed it all together into his new thing. So, well, I have to cough again. All right. It's makeup for collecting, not using. Yeah, Jess, it really is. I like collecting makeup, which is not a good habit or hobby, but it's my thing. Sue Bell says, new sub here about a week ago. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you, is what I meant to say. And welcome to the channel, Sue. A song by Skeeter Davis that's very disturbing. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll look it up later. When murder charges pop up, that will be the end of Lori and Chad's world. Yes. Now remember, I really do think we're going to see a lot more charges. I do. I think Rob Wood, it's my hope and my hesitant belief that Rob Wood is going to tie all 6 of the murders or deaths, I have to say deaths, together. Meaning Joseph, Charles, JJ, Tylee, Tammy, and Alex. He's going to put all of those murders together, or deaths, sorry, together, and we're going to see a lot of charges about it. That's what I think. It's going to take a long time for the prosecutor to be able to do that. Lots of investigations, a lot of fact-finding, a lot of piecing everything together. So it may not happen for a while, but I think it's going to happen. So, anyway, didn't you say Chad's ideas were like a TV show? I did. Carol Donaldson, one of my favorite TV shows is Supernatural, because I love Dean and Sam. It's a great show. But some of the things that I heard, especially like from Ian Pawlowski's statement where he goes into Chad's beliefs more specifically, they're like exact episodes of the show. Especially the one about Cain walking around with the 50 dark spirits kind of thing. That's like, he lifted that exactly from that TV show. And I'm like, what? We've seen this before. Like, did Chad watch that show and think he wanted to be a supernatural hunter person like Dean and Sam because they were cool? It would not surprise me in the slightest if that's where he got some of that information. So, there you go. You know, it's possible. How is he going to tie Alex's death with the others? Tracy, that will happen through Zulema Pastenes, Alex's wife. Alex got married, 10 days or a week or two before he died, to this woman, Zulema, who was friends with Lori. Now, Lori sings Zulema's praises by saying, she was amazing, she could do all this energy work, she could cause earthquakes. Zulema's a crazy person. And all of this is crazy, but Zulema was Lori's friend. Somehow, through whatever method, Zulema and Alex got married, and just like 2 weeks later, Alex died. Is that a coincidence? You'll never convince me of that. Not at all. So, in order for him to tie Alex into that, he'll have to look at Zulema, what she knows, her relationship with Lori, what motivation would she have had for maybe taking part in Alex's demise. Did she have life insurance? We know that she worked at some big insurance investment type thing for a while. We know as far as Chad and Lori were concerned, Alex knew a little too much. So Alex's death was awfully convenient. It was mighty convenient. And I don't think it was natural causes. Not for a second. So, but it would be very difficult to prove that unless somebody decides to start talking. So that's the thing. Now, as we've seen with big cases quite often, especially with like RICO lawsuits and mob lawsuits, things like that, you see the prosecutors work their way inwards. They'll start with the little stuff, right? Like 3 little misdemeanor charges or some conspiracy charges. Okay, those aren't too serious. Yes, they're serious in the big scheme of things, but they're kind of like way out here in this ring. But then you get into some other charges, maybe like accessory, right? Accessory to murder charges. And then you get into, homicide charges, Is it murder 1? Is it aggravated murder? Is it felony murder? Is it capital? You know, it's like they work in rings and concentric rings. And I think Rob Wood is right out here right now. And as things get in and progress closer and closer, you kind of squeeze the clients. And eventually, you hope, somebody's going to crack and they're going to start talking. Because you're going to show them, here's everything we know. You either talk to us now, or you're looking at the death penalty, buddy. Or you're looking at life in prison or whatever. And some people will choose to start talking. I think that's what's happening here. I hope that's what's happening here. I think his best bet is to get Chad to start talking. I really do. I think if he has a chance to convince either of these two yahoos in jail now to start talking, it's going to be Chad. So we'll have to wait and see what Rob Wood does. Don't underestimate him. I think he's a very good prosecutor, even though I would like to yell at him for these motions because I want to see those hearings, but that's just me. But I think he's doing absolutely the right thing. So, I may not agree with him, but that's just a personal thing. If he thinks that making sure these preliminary hearings are not streamed will preserve the sanctity of the trial and of the case, meaning it won't give Lori grounds for appeal or anything like that, then I'm all for it. Absolutely. Do everything you have to do to make sure that this case integrity is preserved. So, okay. But I'm going to kick the dirt a little bit and pout and fuss. So, whatever. Let's see. Who knows? Maybe Zulema might flip on both of them. That would be interesting. It really would be. You know, I think she knows a lot. I think Melanie Gibb knows way more than she said. Melanie Pulowski is certainly in a world of trouble right now. She's got it coming from all sides. So there are a lot of people, I think, who could give Rob Wood the information he needs to bring the charges we want to see. Why aren't they talking yet? You know, where's David Warwick? He knows a lot more than he said. I don't think he was being entirely honest in his statements to Dateline and such. No. You know, so... Or maybe they have talked. Maybe somebody has talked to the investigators, but they have to corroborate it with physical evidence and stuff like that. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but we can be pretty well assured that there's a lot going on. And they know way more than we do. So, I wonder how many people are spilling that are in their little ring of members, surely given their leaders. See... I wonder that too, because even someone like, look at Preparing a People, and I know they love it when I talk about them. Hi, Michael. Hi, Nancy. How you doing? Yeah, I'm talking about you again. Even Michael and Nancy James of Preparing a People, they held these events. They promoted Chad. They promoted Lori. They promoted other authors, right, in the same spectrum. And as much as they tried to distance themselves from Chad, say, oh, we didn't really know him, he just used our service, that's all. Baloney. There are videos of them being all smoogly and close with Chad, and we know that they moved to Rexburg specifically to follow Chad. Don't tell me you didn't know him. That's baloney. So they may know more than they're letting on. I don't think they were inner circle level, meaning like as much as Lori and Melanie's might have known, but they probably know more, you know. And then we have certainly both Melanies. I can't get on a rant about Melanie Gibb because we'll be here for another hour. I can go off on that subject. Well, let me check chat so I can rein myself back in. This trial is going to be fascinating. Yes, it really, really will be. Are the Daybells sticking by their father after the bodies were found on the property? Liz, sort of. It does seem right now that they are. Certainly Emma and her husband Joseph Murray, they're brats. They're just nasty brats. They really are. As far as the other kids, Garth and Seth, and I forget all their names, but none of them have come out and said anything against their father. None of them have really come out and said anything for their father. I think they're trying to lay low and wait and see what's happening. So that's we'll have to wait and see from the Daybell children. When Wood brings everyone down, he is getting out the bulldozer and doing all at once. Yeah, Vicky, that's exactly what I think he's doing. I think he's being really quiet now to get everything to do one big swooping pile of charges and just bring the whole mess down at once. I really hope so. That's what I want to see. So could that be, just wishful thinking? Yeah, it could be, but we'll have to see. Let's see. Instead of throwing the bread away, give it to the birds. Oh yeah, that's always a good thing to do. We have ducks here near the lake, but they're vicious. My goodness. I mean, we had ducks in Connecticut when I lived up there, and they were always kind of nice. But the ducks here in Texas, you go there with a loaf of bread, and they will chase your butt halfway across the park. You just throw the bread and run. They're not nice. Texas ducks are not nice. I don't know. Preparing people should have just owned it. They probably were like, hey, we made a mistake. We were deceived by the devil. That shows you have vigilance. Yeah. Yeah, that's my problem with all of these people, Robin, all of them. Melanie, the Cox family statement, Summer Shiflett, who's one of the Cox family members, Christopher Parrott, all of these statements coming out being like, we were deceived, it's not our fault, we are the victims, Chad used us, Chad lied to us. Like, no, can't you just say, I was really stupid and I did some really stupid things. I don't know how to make it up to y'all, but I will do everything I can. I will tell law enforcement everything I know. I will work tirelessly to see justice done, and I very sincerely apologize for my actions. But no, they have to blame it on the adversary, blame it on the deceiver, blame it on Satan, blame it on everything but their own stupidity. Now, it's easy to fall for certain types of people. I get that. But what matters is what you do at the other end of it. If you own it and you apologize in a sincere way, I'll work with you. I got you. But if you're just going to try and deflect and it wasn't me, and distance yourself from it, nah. I don't do that. I don't play that game. So I'm all about personal responsibility. I'm all about power and responsibility going hand in hand, about accountability. These people that wouldn't know accountability if it smacked them upside their heads. So, yeah, I don't have a lot of use for them. I just can't. Hopefully now Lori and Chad can communicate. They can't communicate. They'll play good cop, bad cop. I think so. I think, like I said earlier, if Rob Wood has a chance of flipping either of them, it would be Chad. And I hope he's working on it. So we'll see. Melanie Gibb does to seem be in her own world. Then all of those connected to Chad and Pepper seem to. They really do. They really do. They're not in logic reality land. Not at all. Hopefully they'll get there a little bit. I hate when people lie about lying. Yep. Oh, but yeah, lying on national TV, that's never a good plan. Did you hear about Juan Martinez? Oh, yeah, Juan Martinez. Let's talk about him real quick. I did. Now, all right, a long time ago, Paul and I did a book review on Kirk Nurmi's book, Trapped with Miss Arias. Kirk Nurmi was Miss Arias's, or Jody's, defense lawyer for the second trial, I think. One of her trials, second or third trial, something like that. So we read the book. We did a deep dive on it. We did a whole podcast about it. And I've never liked Juan Martinez. I know a lot of people think he's wonderful because he's so tough. I never liked him. I thought he was kind of a jackwagon, right? Just from watching the trials and things. And from Kirk Nurmi's book, I definitely got the impression that my assessment of Juan Martinez was pretty spot on. I didn't like him at all. And then to find out all of the sexual harassment type stuff that was going on with him, with court reporters, with women in his office, allegedly even with Jody. Ugh, whatever. But he also plays dirty. He plays dirty. He really does. And he's been brought up before, whatever you call it, the ethics board or the bar or whatever, many times before. This is not the first time that Juan Martinez has been in trouble like this. But every time it's just been washed away. Okay, so I'm like, yeah, I really don't like this guy. But now he was voluntarily disbarred in order to avoid going through the whole formal process. But yeah, he is no longer allowed to practice law because he's just mean. He is a mean, dirty bird. So I was excited to hear that. I don't like Juan Martinez at all. I'm glad that he was able to get the conviction on Jody, right, after the mistrial and stuff. I'm very happy for that. That doesn't mean I have to like him as a person, because I don't. No. Jose Baez was not Jodi Arias' attorney. Jose Baez was Casey Anthony's attorney. Yeah. Kirk Nurmi was Jodi Arias' attorney for her second trial. So, people are saying no to Andrew. Why are you saying no to Andrew? What did Andrew do? Wasn't he Casey? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Casey Anthony's attorney was Jose Baez. Who, now, I kind of like Jose Baez. He may be dirty. I don't know. I don't know anything about his career other than when he represented Jodi Arias. Or Casey Anthony. My goodness. But I liked him. I liked watching the trial. I liked his delivery. I liked the way, I don't know, he's just kind of charming in a weird way. If I had some charges like that, I'd probably want Jose Baez. Is that a smart move? Probably not. I don't know, but yeah, I liked Jose Baez. Kirk Nurmi, his book. If you're into the Jodi Arias story and you want to know a little bit more about how a defense attorney has to operate in these situations, pick up Kirk Nurmi's book, Trapped with Miss Arias. It was really good. Now, he got disbarred for writing this book, right, because it violated the confidentiality laws and stuff like that. It was an ethics violation for Kirk to write this book. But basically, from Kirk's point of view, his life was over after this trial anyway, because he had all kinds of trauma after dealing with someone like Jodi Arias. So he didn't care. He's like, whatever, I'm writing my book. Do what you want. It's a really good book. Is it very biased? Of course. Is he pro-Jodi? Not at all. Not at all. But it gave me a really good understanding of why criminal defense attorneys do what they do. Right? His goal, because he was an anti-death penalty minded person, was to make sure that Jodi Arias did not get the death penalty. That was his goal. Did he contend she wasn't guilty? No. No, he says straight up she was guilty. But he was keeping her off death row. And he succeeded at that. All right. So, but it really gives you a look into how defense attorneys think and why they do what they do in certain situations. It made me a lot more sympathetic or empathetic to criminal defense attorneys. Usually, I'll be like, how could you represent that horrible person? Don't you have any morals or ethics? Yeah, they do. They have a lot of morals and ethics. Very, very powerful ones. Because even in this case right now, with Lori and Chad, they have the right to a fair trial. They are innocent until proven guilty. We may not always like that that's the case, because we may not like these defendants. But that is a founding principle of our country. If we don't adhere to those principles, we may as well be living in complete anarchy. So, there you go. You know, I'm not defending Chad or Lori. I'm not saying they're nice people. Not at all. But I believe in the criminal justice system, and I believe in the guardrails that are in place within that system. And Kirk Nurmi's book helped me understand that. It did. It really helped me fine-tune my opinions on criminal defenses and criminal defense attorneys and the death penalty and all that kind of stuff. So, it's a good book. It was really worth reading. Who is following narcissistic Amber Heard versus Depp? I've watched a little bit about that, George Washington. I do agree that Amber Heard is a complete crazy narcissist. That's not a diagnosis. That is my opinion. Don't come for me. I don't think she's a stable individual at all. So, you know, rooting for Johnny Depp on that one. That could be proved wrong, but from the little that I know, it looks like she is a manipulative, nasty person. And, you know, hopefully he comes out all right. If Wood doesn't get it done now, he won't stop. Sometimes it takes a few enforcement years to get a solid evidence. Yeah, Linda, it really does. And I don't think this is going to be a short process. Remember, her trial for the 3 misdemeanors is scheduled for January of next year. Those are just 3 little misdemeanor charges. But when they were going over the schedule for the trial, Mark Means alluded to the fact there was so much discovery that he needs a lot of time to go through it and get it all sorted. So that even the misdemeanors aren't going to trial till January of next year. You know, we haven't even talked about any kind of murder charge yet, so this is going to be a very, very long process, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't believe in the death penalty except for child killers and abusers. Allison, I'm still not ironed down as to what I think about the death penalty. I'm not. In general, I disagree with it because I don't think you can tell someone, you killed someone, that's wrong. So as punishment, we kill you. So killing someone is right in certain circumstances? Is that what you're saying? To me, that seems a bit hypocritical. At the same time, though, if, say, my crazy narcissist ex murdered one of my children, they wouldn't need a death penalty. They would not. I would take care of that my darn self. You know, but I would be pro-death penalty if going through a trial like that where someone had murdered one of my children. Absolutely. I would be screaming for the death penalty. So I can't say I don't agree with it, because if I found myself in a situation, I would be screaming for it. So, you know, it's hard. I can't reconcile my own thoughts on it. I really can't. I don't think... When you see parents like... Let's look at Gannon Stouck's case, right? Look at the grace that we saw from Landon, Gannon's mother. Look at other cases where we've seen parents of deceased come forward and maybe not exactly forgive the defendant, but say, we don't believe in the death penalty. We've seen that in trials that we've covered. I don't know if I could have that much grace in a similar situation. I don't know if I could. You know, I wish I could. I'd like to think that I could. You know, I'd like to think that I could be that spiritually whatever, where I could forgive someone who did something heinous like that to one of my family members. I don't think I could. I guess I'm not evolved enough, maybe. You know, I'm working on it. You know, I'm working on it. Oh. Yeah, remember when we covered the Amber Geiger trial? That police officer who shot Botham Jean in his apartment. And his brother got off the stand and gave her a hug. I could not do that. I don't think I could have done that. So that's a grace that I do not possess. I'd like to possess it. Maybe someday when I grow up, I will. But, yeah. So, well, anyway, eye for an eye. You kill several people and you die once. Yeah, it's kind of getting off easy. Let's see. I think if we knew the heart and mind of many killers, more of us would be for the death penalty. See, Liz, that's one of the reasons why I'm into true crime. I want to know what makes a serial killer. I want to know what made Ted Bundy. I want to know what made Charles Manson. I want to know what makes people like that, so I can understand how you get from point A to point B, right? If we understand that process, maybe we could prevent that process from occurring, you know, or something like that. But I really want to understand the psychology of serial killers. But the more I've looked into it over the years, and I've spent many, many years looking at true crime and psychology and the dark triad and all that good stuff, the more I see that it's not... There's no even remote psychological justification for it, you know, that would make me empathetic towards the murderers. You know, in some cases, certainly like Ted Bundy and stuff like that. There are some cases where someone was abused horribly in childhood and they grow up and they murder their parent or something. You can see that progression psychologically and logically. You can see it. But in some of these crazy serial killers, in Chad and Lori, no. This is not a logical, psychological evolution from things that Chad and Lori suffered during their life to lead them to this point. No, these are two greedy, soulless monsters who took out everyone in their way so they could get what they wanted and get lots of money. I will never feel empathy for that. So, that's what I feel about Chad and Lori. Did you hear that Kylie had... Tylee. Yes, Tylee had some medical issues. Yes, she did. You, me, us. Hi, Owen. Quick recap. Yeah, let me do a quick recap because I have been babbling, and this was just really a test live stream, so you don't need to be here all day. But, all right, 3 things are going on today. First, Rob Wood, the prosecutor in the Vallow Daybell case, has filed motions with Judge Mallard and also, I believe, with Judge Edens. So for the felony conspiracy charges in Fremont County, to prevent these hearings, the preliminary hearings, from being live streamed. All right. So what we know so far is that there will be audio and transcripts available after the hearings, but they will not be visible. Like, we can't stream it and sit here and watch it together. So that's kind of a bummer. I get where he's coming from. He wants to preserve the jury pool, so they're not contaminated by seeing these hearings. I get that. It stinks. Whatever. That's the judicial process for you. That's the first thing that's going on. So all of the documents for all of those motions, including Judge Mallard's response, are in the Discord server under the Documents channel. So you can see all of them there. The second thing that I'm live for today is that I'm hyping the End of the World party we're having tomorrow. Tomorrow night, right here at 6 p.m., we're doing an End of the World live stream party, because why not? It's the end of the world. We may as well do something. So we'll be having guests on camera if I can convince anyone to come on with me. We're doing prizes and giveaways and just having a fun time. Right, so that'll be tomorrow, because we got to celebrate. End of the World doesn't happen often, depending on who you ask, so we might as well have a party. And the other thing I'm on live today is just to test this new streaming software I'm using, OBS, because I want to come at you where I'm not all blurry and messy looking like whenever I use StreamYard. I like StreamYard. It's super easy to use, but for some reason it does not work well with my YouTube. They don't play nice together. So learning how to use OBS, practicing with that, so that hopefully I can use it tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I may have to use StreamYard if I'm having guests, because I have no idea how to do that in OBS. Now, if Denise was here, she would tell me. Yeah, I've been thinking about Denise a lot the last couple of days, especially when I talked to Justin Lum yesterday, and I miss her, and I really wish she was here. But she's here with me in spirit, and she'll be here with us tomorrow, because Denise Rainey wants to be having an End of the World party, because this case. So she will be there with us in spirit tomorrow too. Anyway, let's see. I like how clear you appear in the back. All right, as long as you can see me clearly, Chelsea, that's excellent. I did not like being all blurry. Turtleneck's falling down. Yes, I know it's Texas summer and I'm wearing a turtleneck, but this is, I don't know if you can see how thin this is. Woo, I can see through it. It's really lightweight and thin, so it's not hot. I'm not hot at all. But it just matched the color of the eyeshadow I wanted to wear. So that's why I'm wearing it. Oh, there you go. There's my big decision. Anyway, my husband just got home with lunch. I believe he has my Philly cheesesteak without the bread. So I'm going to go tuck into that. I am hungry, and it looks delicious. So remember, tomorrow night, 6, be here, Central Time, so Texas time, for the party. Eastern Time should be 7 p.m. Mountain Time should be 5. Pacific Time should be 4. UK is 6 hours ahead, so 6 plus 6, so midnight in the UK, I'm not sure. Alright, so that's it. Yes, Jessica, I will have an empty chair and a place setting for Denise to join us. Absolutely, good idea. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to go eat my lunch, because I'm really hungry. So I do not know how to end the broadcast with OBS. You may be stuck with me for another hour while I figure this out. I have a big red end stream button. I think I'm going to hit that. Alright, thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your support. And I will talk to you tomorrow night. I will also be having a video uploading later with the formal court documents that we've heard from Rob Wood today. All that stuff. So we'll go over that later in a more formal video. And I'll talk to you then. Bye for now.